Here's the cold truth. When SHTF, it's not the people refreshing their phones every 5 minutes who come out unscathed, it's the ones who planned ahead. Because when stores shut down, shelves get stripped bare, and panic spreads faster than wildfire, it's not about wishing you had supplies, it's about already having them. The smart preppers, they're calm, collected, and handling life while everyone else scrambles. The next crisis isn't a question of if, it's a matter of when. And when it hits, everyday essentials vanish faster than you can blink. But the ones who get through without chaos, they're prepared. Today, we're breaking down 9 everyday items that disappear first when SHTF, and number 4, once people realize it's gone, it'll be impossible to find anywhere. Let's get into it. Number 1, toilet paper. Toilet paper might sound basic, maybe even boring, but here's the harsh truth. It's pure survival gold. And yet, most people scoff at it. They think, it's just paper. How hard can life get without it? Well, let me burst that bubble. Life gets very hard, very fast. When shelves start emptying during a crisis, TP isn't just a convenience. It's one of the first items to vanish, every single time. And those who mocked preppers for hoarding it, they're the ones who end up doing desperate trades for a single roll, while the prepared sit comfortably with a fully stocked stash. What most people fail to grasp is that it's not about luxury, it's about sanity. A pack that normally costs under $5, during a shortage, it suddenly feels like liquid gold. You think you're prepared with water, canned food, and batteries? None of that matters if you're sitting on a bare toilet seat, questioning every life choice you've ever made. Panic buyers understand this instinctively, and they strike fast, even before the news headlines confirm the shortage. The genius of stocking toilet paper isn't just in the act of hoarding, it's in how ridiculously easy it is to prep. Store it in a cool, dry place, rotate it every few months, and you've bought yourself a small but significant piece of control when chaos hits. Think of it as an insurance policy for your dignity. While everyone else is scrambling and fighting over empty shelves, you're calm, collected, and, let's be honest, slightly smug. It's the little victories that keep morale high when the world around you is spiraling. And here's something most people don't realize. Toilet paper is shockingly versatile in emergencies. Beyond its obvious use, it can double as kindling for a fire, temporary bandages in a pinch, or even insulation for sensitive items you need to protect. It's lightweight, long-lasting if stored properly, and everyone needs it, which makes it one of the most tradable items in any survival scenario. The kicker? Prices are creeping up steadily, and there's no sign of relief. Last year alone, toilet paper jumped around 14% in many regions. Imagine a real shortage, the kind that leaves shelves bare for weeks. People will literally trade their sanity, and yes, sometimes even food, for a roll. That's not paranoia, that's human nature. So if you think TP is trivial, think again. Underestimate it, and you'll be one of those panicked faces in the news footage, desperately scanning empty aisles while a simple prepped pack sits waiting at home. And if you think that's shocking, wait until we hit number 3 on this list. What disappears next will blow your mind, and it's even more criminally underrated than toilet paper itself. Number 2, bottled water. Bottled water is one of those survival basics everyone thinks they'll figure out later. And that, right there, is the fatal mistake. People assume water will always flow from the tap, that wells won't dry up, that nature won't suddenly remind us who's really in charge. Spoiler alert, your body doesn't care about social distancing, supply chains, or your excuses. Hydration isn't negotiable. Even a short disruption in taps or wells transforms what we take for granted into pure luxury. And in a panic, luxury sells fast. Here's the ugly truth. When people scramble, bottled water disappears before almost anything else. Before bread, before canned goods, even before the coveted toilet paper, water's first. And if you think municipal systems, rain barrels, or fancy filtration gadgets will save you, think again. Crises are chaotic, and infrastructure isn't exactly known for reliability when panic sets in. One day the water flows, the next it doesn't, and suddenly that faucet you've been taking for granted is just a cruel joke. The smart preppers, they don't gamble. They stock at least 2 weeks' worth per person, more if they can swing it, and rotate it every 6 months to keep it fresh and drinkable. Store it cool, store it dark, store it accessible. That forgotten basement corner or hidden closet suddenly becomes your personal oasis when everyone else is choking on desperation. Peace of mind is priceless, and water is the true currency of survival. And here's the kicker most people refuse to admit. Prices have been creeping up 10 to 15% annually, and during a real shortage, forget it. You'll be paying double, triple, or even more, while panicked shoppers fight over the last case like gladiators. It's not just about convenience, it's about leverage. Need a neighbor to share information, trade goods, or help you out. Water gets you a seat at the table. Think you can just grab some later? That's a gamble with your life. Oh, and don't forget the sneaky prepper hacks. Freeze water in large, reusable containers to double as emergency ice, or keep smaller bottles tucked in backpacks and vehicles for mobility. Every drop counts, and every contingency you prepare now becomes a lifesaver later. So if you thought stocking water was obvious, think harder. Embrace yourself. Coming up at number 4 is a survival item so overlooked, so criminally underrated, that people laugh until they're crying, and then panic when it's gone. Miss it, and you'll wish you'd stocked smarter. Number 3, coffee and tea. Coffee and tea might seem trivial, like who cares if the shelves are empty? But that's exactly the kind of thinking that gets people panicking in a crisis. Let me be blunt. For millions, caffeine isn't a luxury, it's a lifeline. It fuels your energy, focus, and sanity when everything else is collapsing around you. And that's why, when panic buying hits, coffee and tea vanish almost as fast as toilet paper. Sometimes even faster. People aren't just stockpiling drinks, they're stockpiling their mental stability. Here's where most average preppers fail. They grab a bag of supermarket coffee and call it a day. The smart move? Go for shelf-stable, long-lasting options. Vacuum-sealed beans, freeze-dried coffee, instant coffee, or loose-leaf tea in airtight containers. Store it in a cool, dry place, and suddenly you've got more than caffeine. You've got a small slice of normalcy in the chaos. Imagine scrambling through a blackout, empty shelves all around, and no morning cup to keep your head straight. Morale drops, tempers flare, and mistakes happen. That's survival 101, and coffee is the unsung hero you don't see in most prepper checklists. And don't overlook the price factor. A pound of coffee can run anywhere from $7 to $15, and quality loose-leaf tea isn't cheap either. During a real shortage, expect prices to skyrocket. Waiting too long isn't just risky, it's expensive, stressful, and completely avoidable. Those who plan ahead, they enjoy the little victories. A hot cup when everyone else is scrambling for instant noodles and water. Here's the controversial truth most people won't admit. Underestimating your caffeine stash is like ignoring your own mental health in a disaster. Sure, you can survive without it, but surviving without your sanity intact is a whole other story. A calm, focused mind is just as essential as food, water, or shelter. And coffee or tea is the secret weapon most people overlook. And just when you think this is intense, brace yourself. Number 5 on this list is so criminally underrated, most people don't even consider it until it's gone. And by then, it's too late to prep. Miss it, and you'll regret it more than an empty coffee jar on a Monday morning during chaos. Number 4, batteries. Batteries might seem boring, the kind of item that barely registers on your shopping list. But in a real crisis, they're nothing short of lifelines. Flashlights, radios, medical devices, smoke detectors, even your phone. Without batteries, you're blind, deaf, and cut off from the world. Imagine it. The power goes out, the streets go dark, the communication networks falter, and suddenly, a small pack of AA batteries is worth more than cash in your wallet. No lights, no communication, no way to charge your survival gear. Panic sets in, and in those critical hours, people realize too late that these little cylinders are the key to staying alive, safe, and sane. Here's the ugly truth most people ignore. Running out of batteries isn't inconvenient. It's dangerous. It's not just about discomfort, it's about survival. People scramble, stores are stripped bare, and a simple pack of AA or AAA becomes a hot commodity, more valuable than gold in a blackout. The smart prepper doesn't gamble with luck. They stock a variety. AA, AAA, C, D, and even 9-volt for smoke detectors, emergency radios, medical devices, and other critical gadgets. Storage is crucial. Keep batteries cool, dry, and rotated every couple of years to prevent corrosion. Use airtight containers if you can. Rechargeable batteries are a smart investment, but even they need backup because charging might not be an option when the grid goes down. Think of batteries as your silent army. The energy that keeps your survival plan alive, your lights on, your communications running, and your sense of control intact. And here's the kicker most people won't admit. Prices for bulk packs and rechargeable batteries are creeping up steadily. In a crisis, forget affordability. The cost skyrockets while desperate shoppers pay any price just to power their survival. Waiting too long isn't just a risk. It's a guarantee that you'll be sitting in the dark while everyone else has light, communication, and a psychological edge that keeps panic at bay. But batteries aren't just about staying on. They're about leverage. During a blackout or disaster, having batteries means you control access to light, radio updates, and emergency communication. They're the difference between calm, informed action and chaotic, desperate scrambling. And when everyone around you is fumbling in darkness, those who planned ahead aren't just surviving, they're thriving. So if you think batteries are mundane, think again. They're the silent MVP of survival, invisible until the moment you desperately need them. And trust me, once you see what's coming at number 6, you'll wish you doubled down on every single one. People are going to fight over this next essential like their lives depend on it. Because, well, they do. Number 5, canned goods. Canned goods might not scream excitement, they're hardly Instagram worthy, but in a survival scenario, they're the ultimate quiet prepper weapon. Beans, soups, veggies, and even canned meats last for years if stored right, don't require refrigeration, and give you real options when fresh food disappears. And yet, most people ignore them until panic hits. And then, every shelf of canned staples is stripped bare within hours. Suddenly, those empty aisles are filled with desperate faces, eyes wide with worry, wondering how they'll make it through the week. Here's the survival secret most people miss. It's not just about having food, it's about having options. Smart preppers rotate their stash, store it in cool, dry places, and organize by type and expiration date. That way, when chaos strikes, you're not hunting blindly for meals. You're grabbing them like a seasoned pro. Variety matters too. Mixing proteins, carbs, and veggies keeps your energy stable, your focus sharp, and your problem-solving on point when everyone else is losing it over a bag of instant ramen. Think of your cans as tiny power-ups. Each one keeps your body running and your mind clear. And here's the kicker. Price-wise, canned goods are a steal compared to most prep items. A pound of beans for under $1, a basic vegetable meal for less than 50 cents, that's survival insurance at a bargain. But during a real shortage, those prices explode. Weeks of panic can double or even triple the cost, and you'll watch the desperate pay through the nose while you sit back, knowing your shelves are stacked and ready. Controversial truth. Most people think canned food is boring, but it's the one prep that quietly wins every disaster. While everyone else scrambles for the latest trendy survival gadget, your quiet, well-organized cans keep you alive, fed, and sane. And the best part? They're low maintenance, predictable, and reliable. Exactly what you need when chaos is unpredictable. Pro tip: don't just stock one type of protein or veggie. Rotate in tuna, chicken, chili, mixed beans, tomatoes, corn, and fruit. Layer flavors, nutrition, and calories so that every meal feels like an option, not a punishment. Add a few cans of ready-to-eat soups and sauces, and suddenly even disaster cooking feels manageable. Maybe even a little comforting when everyone else is panicking over empty shelves. And brace yourself. Coming up at number 6 is the survival item people never think about until it's gone. And once it disappears, panic sets in faster than it did for toilet paper. You're going to wish you'd prepped double. Number 6, hygiene products. Hygiene products might not scream survival essentials. When you think of prepping, they're not canned beans or bottled water, which is exactly why so many people dismiss them as trivial. But here's the harsh reality. When panic strikes, these everyday items vanish from shelves faster than toilet paper did in the last crisis. Soap, shampoo, toothpaste, deodorant, feminine products, even small things like razors and wipes, all become high-demand, scarce commodities. One moment your bathroom looks fully stocked, the next, people are raiding stores, paying exorbitant prices just to maintain basic cleanliness. That simple act of brushing your teeth or taking a shower becomes a high-stakes problem if you weren't prepared. Here's what most people fail to grasp. Hygiene isn't a luxury. It's a survival tool. Staying clean doesn't just feel good. It prevents illness, stops infections before they start, keeps morale high, and reduces the mental strain of living in chaos. Neglect it, and tiny inconveniences quickly spiral into massive headaches. Bad odors, skin irritation, rashes, or even minor infections can set off a chain reaction of stress, sleep deprivation, and poor health. Imagine being stuck in a stressful situation with your body uncomfortable, your energy drained, and the anxiety of uncertainty already at a fever pitch. Now imagine everyone around you is facing the same issue. That's a recipe for panic. Fast. Smart preppers know better. They don't wait for a crisis to start hoarding hygiene products. They stock up months in advance for every household member. They rotate items to ensure nothing expires, and they store them in cool, dry, easily accessible locations. They don't just focus on the basics: razors, wipes, feminine products, diapers if needed, and yes, toilet paper. All of these seemingly small items become survival lifelines when the stress levels spike and the world feels out of control. And let's not ignore the financial angle. Prices for hygiene items are climbing steadily. And in the last year alone, items like toothpaste, deodorant, soaps, and feminine products have seen double-digit price jumps. Wait too long and you're not just dealing with scarcity, you're paying 2 to 3 times the normal cost while the unprepared scramble for whatever they can find. Finally, consider this. Hygiene also impacts social dynamics in a crisis. Someone who's unclean or unable to maintain basic self-care becomes more irritable, less cooperative, and more likely to spread illness. In a scenario where every resource is limited, personal hygiene becomes a form of social survival. Keeping yourself clean protects not just you, but your family and your community. Now brace yourself. Number 7 on our list will separate the amateurs from true survivors: pet food and supplies. Think your furry friends don't matter? Think again. Once pet food shelves are stripped bare, panic spreads fast, and you'll quickly see that keeping 4-legged family members safe, fed, and healthy is just as critical as stocking your own supplies. Number 7, prescription medications and first aid supplies. Prescription medications and first aid supplies are the kind of essentials most people lazily assume they'll figure out later. That assumption? Deadly. Painkillers, allergy meds, heart or blood pressure prescriptions, insulin, bandages, antiseptics, these aren't optional luxuries. They're the difference between surviving a week-long lockdown or watching your health spiral out of control. And here's the shocking reality. When panic buying hits, these items vanish almost instantly. One day, you're casually filling your prescriptions or grabbing a box of bandages. The next, pharmacy shelves are empty, lines snake around the block, and you're left staring at a problem you could have prevented. Let's be blunt. Waiting until later is a gamble you cannot afford. People suddenly find themselves forced to improvise for injuries, chronic conditions, or sudden illnesses with nothing on hand. And guess what? That panic spreads fast, infecting rational thinking like wildfire. The harsh truth most refuse to admit? Without these essentials, even minor injuries can escalate into serious infections. Common illnesses can spiral into emergencies, and the stress of being unprepared can literally break you. The smart preppers don't leave it to chance. They legally stock weeks' worth of prescriptions, maintain an organized, fully loaded first aid kit, and rotate medications to keep everything potent. Extras like gauze, medical tape, antiseptic wipes, over-the-counter painkillers, cold and flu remedies. These aren't indulgences, they're sanity insurance when society starts unraveling. And the financial reality is brutal. Prices skyrocket during shortages. OTC meds, bandages, even basic antiseptics can double overnight. Wait until the chaos hits and you're either paying a fortune or left empty-handed. It's shocking how many people think they'll just find a way later. Spoiler, they don't. Now here's the kicker that blindsides almost everyone. Number 8 on our list is pet food and supplies. You might roll your eyes thinking it's optional. Think again. Once shelves empty, your pets aren't just animals. They're family. And in a panic, other buyers don't care. Skipping this prep may feel harmless until you're watching your pets go hungry while stores are already cleaned out. Imagine the stress of keeping yourself alive while also worrying if your dog or cat will eat. Stress levels skyrocket, judgment fails, and suddenly your entire plan collapses. Bottom line, ignoring medications, first aid supplies, and pet essentials isn't just risky, it's reckless. Society might seem stable today, but history shows that chaos strikes fast, and once it does, the people who scoffed at prepping are the ones paying the ultimate price. Number 8, pet food and supplies. Let's get real. Pets don't care that society is collapsing. Dogs, cats, birds, and even small critters like hamsters and rabbits still need to eat, stay healthy, and maintain their routines. And when panic buying hits, pet food, litter, and essential medications vanish almost immediately. You might think, I can grab a bag tomorrow, but in reality, tomorrow is often too late. Store shelves get stripped bare within hours, and watching someone pay triple for a bag of kibble is a harsh, eye-opening lesson in why foresight matters. Most people forget about their furry family members until it's too late. A hungry dog pacing the floor, a cat meowing at empty bowls, or a bird without fresh seeds can quickly turn a tense household into total chaos. Pets thrive on routine, and when that's disrupted, behavioral issues spike, stress levels rise, and the emotional toll on the household skyrockets. Taking care of your pets isn't just about compassion, it's a survival strategy. A calm, fed, and healthy pet is far easier to manage during times of uncertainty. Smart preppers know better. Stock enough food and litter for at least a few weeks, ideally a month if space allows. Store it in a cool, dry area to preserve freshness, and rotate stock regularly so nothing goes stale or expires. Don't overlook the extras either. Essential medications, flea treatments, supplements, and even bedding are all critical. These seemingly minor items become huge problems fast when panic sets in. Imagine realizing you're out of heartworm pills or a favorite food during a crisis. Small problems suddenly escalate into major headaches. Cost-wise, buying early is a game changer. A large bag of dry kibble can cost under $1 per pound, and litter often runs under $10 per bag. During shortages, however, prices skyrocket, sometimes doubling or tripling overnight. Those who wait until the last minute are left scrambling, paying outrageous prices, or worse, going without. Preppers who plan ahead avoid the chaos, maintain their pets' well-being, and keep their own stress levels under control. Finally, think beyond just food. Consider how you'll handle feeding if the power goes out and your refrigerator fails, or if water becomes scarce. Canned or dehydrated pet food, portable feeders, and water storage for pets can make a massive difference. The people who stock these items early stay calm, confident, and ready for whatever comes next, while everyone else is panicking in empty aisles. And now, brace yourself. Number 9 is our final and arguably most critical item: fuel and fire starters. Think this isn't essential? Think again. Once panic sets in, fuel disappears faster than almost anything else, and without it, you're left powerless, in both the literal and figurative sense. Number 9, fuel and fire starters. Fuel and fire starters are classic. You don't realize how critical they are until it's too late survival items: gas for cars, charcoal for cooking, propane for grills, and even simple matches or lighters. These are the lifeblood of survival the moment chaos hits. And here's the brutal truth: most people don't see it coming. Gas station lines stretch for miles, hardware store shelves are wiped clean in hours, and suddenly, basic transportation, cooking, and even heating grind to a halt. What could have been a manageable inconvenience instantly turns into a full-blown nightmare. The savvy preppers don't wait for the crisis to teach them the hard way. They stock a smart mix of essentials: emergency cans of gasoline, charcoal or propane for cooking, and durable fire starters like waterproof matches, windproof lighters, or magnesium blocks. Store fuel in approved, ventilated containers away from living spaces and make a habit of rotating it before it loses potency. Fire starters themselves cost just a few dollars, yet in a real pinch, they're worth more than gold. Your ticket to warmth, cooking, light, and even signaling for help. Think about it. No fuel means no car, no way to cook food, no heat if the power grid collapses, and no way to safely burn waste or boil water. In short, it's survival essentials wrapped into one category. And the financial side isn't pretty either. Fuel prices are volatile, and during shortages, expect them to skyrocket overnight. Charcoal, propane, and even simple fire-starting tools can go from being ordinary items to luxury commodities in hours. Those who wait until the last minute pay the price, both literally and figuratively, while preppers with foresight stay calm, fueled, and ready for anything. And with that, we've covered the 9 everyday items that vanish first when SHTF. From toilet paper to caffeine, pet food to fuel, these are the essentials smart preppers quietly stock while the rest of the world scrambles, panics, and pays absurd prices. The lesson is clear. Survival isn't about luck. It's about strategy, foresight, and staying one step ahead when chaos hits. Lock in these 9 essentials now, because when the panic hits, it won't matter what you wish you had. It will only matter what you already bought. Lockdowns and crises come and go, but preparedness lasts forever. Stock these 9 essentials now, because when the chaos hits, it won't matter what you wish you had. It will only matter what you already grabbed before the shelves emptied. So hit subscribe, More no-fluff, real-world survival tips are coming your way. And before you go, which of these 9 are you stocking first? Drop it in the comments and help someone else prep smarter. Stay prepared, stay sharp. And remember, survival isn't about spending big, it's about thinking smarter.